You like my New Zealand outfit? Gumboots and jean shorts. One reason for this video was I was trying to figure out a way to make my own J feeder, and I was having a hard time finding anything on YouTube that was kind of a do-it-yourself thing that would work for me. Tried a few different options, failed experiments, and I finally just landed on doing some basic construction, and that seems to be the best option that I found. It's quick, easy, customizable, and something that nearly anybody could do if they just have a little bit of basic knowledge and experience with simple hand tools. This is going to be a pretty quick build. It's not a fantastic design, it's just something that works. So hopefully you can use it as an inspiration as you build your own feeder. So I tried a few experiments before using milk jugs and just recycled material to see if I could make something really quick, really easy, without a lot of work. And I was not having much success with my designs. I saw that I had some plywood, so I thought I'm just going to cut out some basic shapes, put something together, very simple build, and hopefully it'll work out. I built the first one, it works perfectly, so I have the second one ready to be assembled, and I'll walk you through the process. Hopefully it'll give you an idea of how you could build your own. Alright, let's get to it. So here are all of the tools that I use for this project, and all the equipment. So we have a cheap hand saw, a hammer, some wood glue, tape measure, pencil or pen, a speed square, some nails, and a drill, and then you want a drill bit as well. So if you don't own these tools, if you don't own any of these tools or supplies, these are all things that are worth picking up that you'll probably just end up using in the future. So one of the things that I did that you do not have to do is I pre-drilled the holes where I am going to put the nails. The main reason for me to do this was to prevent the wood from splintering as I nailed them together. You honestly could build this without using a single nail and just using the wood glue. For that, you would need to have some good clamps to make sure that it would all work the way you wanted it to. What I did is I actually labeled all of my cuts. I have two basic assemblies. The first assembly is going to be the feed tube, which will be the upright piece of the gravity feeder. For this, you're going to have two identical side pieces. You can see them marked C. You're going to have a back spout marked B, and then you can see A is going to be a little bit smaller than that other one. So the other piece of this is going to be an angled piece. This will just be a box essentially with an angled piece coming down that allows the food to go down and spill out. I am going to glue and nail all these pieces together. It just kind of reinforces everything. So yeah, just show you what it looks like. So just put some glue on, smear it there, wipe her down, flip that over. This is the most awkward piece of it, I feel like. What I like to do for these, get it set up, kind of angled like that, just have it rest there. Once you get that first nail in, then you're pretty much set to go. Get the other side lined up. So, you can see, got one side on. That was honestly the hardest part. So you can try try to get it as assembled or cut as accurately as possible, but it's really just about the function of the box itself. So it's a little bit, if it's a little off, that's not a big deal. But yeah, use the smallest nails that you need to make it secure. The pre-drill helps quite a bit, just to line everything up. You see our box is nearly built. A little bit more glue. Our feeding tube is nearly assembled. Just one more piece that we need to do, and that'll be to custom trim this just so that it'll kind of go in here at a diagonal. When the feed goes down, it'll hit this and won't get all trapped down at the bottom. There you go. So what should happen then is when you put stuff in there, instead of just falling down to the bottom, it falls out to the front. Perfect. Feeding trough on the base and the food tube at the back, got it flush against the back of the trough. Now admittedly this is kind of a bit of a clunky design. If I were you, I would measure this a bit more accurately. I came up with the design after I'd already done the cuts, which is not really the way you want to plan things. But I would measure it out next time so that this is kind of a perfect, perfect little box. This one is not quite that. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but it'll work out. What we're gonna do is get our pieces in place, and on the first one I actually ended up not using any nails to attach this together. I just used glues and clamps, but we'll nail some stuff together this time. If you don't want to nail, you can just glue and clamp. Maybe I'll show you how you would do that. If you just want to glue it and clamp it, that's just fine too. If we are just going to glue it, glue your base so, little wipe, stick that in place, and you need clamps, and I'm using a little scrap piece of wood right here just to put on top, so when I clamp it down. So once that's in place, we'll do some glue on the bottom of this. We'll do some glue on the side. Do the same to the opposite side. Clamp it from the back. We'll actually get this one. If there's a little extra glue, don't worry about it. Alright. This is a scrap piece. I'll do a second one. So that would be a no-nail method for making things work out. So if you have the clamps to use, it's not a bad idea to do. So if you do this at night, it'll be set by the next morning. And then when it's all set, you can just install it, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'll show you again kind of what it looks like, but it's a very, very easy, simple build that anyone could do if you just have a few tools and take a little bit of time to make it up. Alright, so here it is. Remember, we've got the clamp holding these pieces in tension. We've got clamp holding these pieces in tension. We've got a clamp holding this loose board down, holding the trough onto the chute, or the chute onto the trough. And then we have this piece here holding this down, pushing it all down together. So just with those four pieces, or those four clamps in place, you can have the entire feeding trough ready to go. You can see it in action. So basically all I ended up doing is I cut the wire down here so this can slide in. When I want to feed them, I'll just add some feed to the top, like so. And for these ones, they're growing out nice and big and fat. What I ended up doing is drilling a couple holes in the top here and just have it attached here with some clip ties. And I actually did one more, drilled a hole underneath it, and have one more clip tie down at the bottom. Just like that. You can build your own J feeder. Have a fun little afternoon project. Alright, well, thanks for checking it out. Once again, this is Drew with Make It Better. It's one of the first installations of our little backyard farm homestead edition. If you like this, hit the like button, smash it as they say, subscribe, and I'll show you a few more things as I make more tutorials, such as how to make your very own gravity watering system using old gin barrels. Until then, peace.